You don't have a decision problem. You have a self-trust problem because you've been trained to defer your authority to everyone else. Today's topic is you lost trust in yourself. Here's how to take it back. I'm your host, Edna White, and this is Unchurched. Today, we're talking about something most people don't even realize they lost: personal authority. And if you spent years asking everyone else, what should you do? How should you do it? When should I do it? And you're waiting for an approval, you're waiting for an applause, and you will always be second guessing yourself on your own decisions. I did that. For 28 years, I started the journey of living and giving my personal authority to a religious order that did not have me in mind, that had to tick the boxes, move to the next best thing, and gain authority and control. I'm talking about religious orders. I was in the Pentecostal Apostolic Order, and that order told women how to dress, told women where they could go, told women how they could go, when they could go, and who not to be around. Separated us from even those within us. We were separate from men because we didn't have what the men had, because the men were made first, and then Adam made woman. We never fact checked anything. We believed it to be authority when it wasn't. It was control, and sometimes it was what they learned from their past, learnings of what religion was, with no history, just repetition. I spent years asking people what I should do, asking not people, asking a leader what I should do with my life, instead of answering the question myself. Because the God in me, which I thought was out there somewhere, and I wasn't worthy of being that vessel. I wasn't worthy because they taught me to come to the leader for decisions, to talk to the leader about this, and see what the leader says about that. We were taught that. We were taught separatism. We were taught to tell on one another when each one of us got outside of the guidelines. We were taught not to be friends, but to be competitors. Who can get the leader's attention more? And who can do more to be their left hand or their right hand, or sit in the pulpit with them? We weren't taught to be friends. We were taught to compare one another to each other and to be servants to the leader. That's how I lost my personal authority. Who I should marry, who I shouldn't marry, where I should go, how I should dress, how I should speak, what I should speak. That would gain me absolution in the leadership. Now, if you spent years like I did, just asking everyone else what you should do, waiting for that approval, second guessing your own decisions, then what you're actually dealing with is not a decision. It's your disconnection from yourself. Wow. I know, I bet you didn't think I was going to say that, right? Disconnection from yourself. So let me be real about this. Somewhere along the way, you were taught not to trust your voice, not to trust your instincts, and not to trust your decisions, because someone else was positioned as the authority. a leader, maybe a parent who was a leader, a system, maybe the church system, and a relationship, maybe their idea of God. You learned, check with them first before you do something or go somewhere or ask, am I doing the right thing? You learned that. Now I want you to sit with this. When was the last time you made a decision without asking someone else first? Who did you give authority to? And why did you believe they knew better than you? And how much has it cost you to keep waiting for permission in your own life? Now I'm going to break it down to you. Here's the pattern. When you lose trust in yourself, you start overthinking everything, staying in situations too long, asking for advice you don't even follow, hesitating when it's time to move. And on the outside, it looks like I'm just trying to make the right decision. But the truth is, you don't trust yourself to make one. And let's talk about what it's costing you, because it's costing you a lot. What it cost me was my, not just emotional, but what it cost me was friendships. What it cost me was growing. What it cost me was making a decision that operated for myself, not for them. What it cost me was total self-neglect. That's what it taught me. See, this shows up like staying in a job that you've outgrown. And yes, we're talking about religion. This is how religion spills over into your life. Those subliminals, the programming you receive in a religious system, and it is a system, keeps you staying in jobs that you've outgrown. It keeps you staying in relationships that drain you, that you're not getting anything from, that you're being mistreated, that you're supposedly agreed to, that marriage was honorable in the sight of God. What if I told you it was honorable in the sight of you acting as God, or living out God in your life? Because you are God in action. What if I say that? So if it's honorable to you, then you would honor it and be faithful. But what happens when the other person, or even yourself, don't want to be in it? Do you stay? You stay in relationships that drain you. You miss opportunities because you wait too long, because you got to take it to the leader and see what he or she wants from this. And you're definitely not making the money you could be making because you have a false sense of money, because you don't trust yourself with it. Because what did you do with it? You gave it to someone else who you thought was giving you the information you needed to lead abundant and wealthy life, when all it did was make them abundant and them wealthy and you without. Why? You kept on outsourcing your own decisions. Because if we listened or we read what we were supposed to be reading, it said that you would be doing these things and more. Why do you need someone else to tell you that? If the Almighty told you that. So, in other words, you're not listening to the Almighty, you're listening to the limited leader. So let's rebuild some authority here. Let's put your authority back in check. Rebuild your personal authority is not about becoming loud. It's not about yelling, I can't stand this and I'll never go back. It's not about yelling that. It's about learning the lessons from that. It's about being clear. You start by asking yourself, what do I actually want? What do I know is no longer working? Where am I waiting for permission that I don't need anymore? I asked myself those very same questions. And when I did, I woke the hell up. I woke the hell up. When my children, that it cost me relationships with them, walked out. When my husbands walked out. When my friends of a long time that didn't do anything to me walked out. When opportunities just disappeared. When opportunities came to me, I didn't think they were for me. I gave them to somebody else. I gave away my wealth. Like the pottage in the stories that we read, the pottage was given to someone else in trade for just a little bit of knowledge or information. They traded their inheritance for a little pottage. Why? Because there was no direction, no clarity. That person in that story did not believe that they were worth what they were given. So they gave away their abundance. They gave away their wealth. That's what we're taught. In religious order, give it to them. 10% goes to them. Pay them because they know they're leading you. But we're being evicted. We're driving raggedy cars. We don't have a home, whether we want to rent or buy. We don't travel. We're constrained to the box that we go to every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and holidays. We're confined to the box. So we're already dead. We're already given in to the limitlessness. But the very same book that you read from, the very same book that you believe by, tells you something different. Tells you that you have to live abundant. You have to live beyond what even the master of living did. But we don't do that. We are suckered into believing the leader. We are trained like sheep to the slaughter instead of have a conscious mindset, clarity about who we are and what we came to do. We believe that every Sunday we belong in that building. And every Sunday we go in, come out drained. Think about this. Lambs only do two things. Well, they do a few things. They're sheared, they eat, and they shit. And they eat. Yeah, they eat. Okay, these three things. So think of this as you going to the church, getting fat off of whatever it is in your brain, right? Then you're going home, eating a dinner that makes you fat, and you lay there. And you're just waiting to be slaughtered. There's a test that went on, and I think it was in one of the colleges, they talked to obese people and asked them the same questions they would that people who were healthy. And then they tested the fat that they were over their BMI, and they tested fat, live fat, to find out that it emits this chemical that changes your brain. So the very questions they asked those that were not, they were average, they were exercised daily, not overly, pumped, and then they interviewed the obese, only to find out that that chemical, the same questions were answered differently. And one was more agitated, their blood pressure went up, and they saw that that chemical was affecting them. So, like you going to church every Sunday, every Friday, you're being set up for failure, health wise, spiritually, soulishly, mentally, and physically. All 5 areas. And do not forget financially, do not forget financially, you're not set up. There are things you need to have in this life that sets you up you're confidently financially. We even done that because the thing that we build everything on for abundance is that we give 10% and we give our offerings. That's what we have to say that we built in. But is that gaining interest for us? Is it gaining wealth for us? Or are we building up hope on that? And here's the thing that people do not do. Make a decision and stand on it. Stay right there. Believe on it. That's it. So here's some questions I want you to go deeper on. What pattern do you see in your life where you keep deferring decisions? How has this pattern shown up in your money, your relationships, and your direction? And what would change if you trusted yourself, even if you got it wrong? You've heard the truth today. Now let's talk about what to do with it. Because recognizing the pattern is one thing, but breaking it and rebuilding your authority, that's a different conversation. If you're realizing that you've been operating without trusting yourself, then we need to take a look at where that's showing up and what it's costing you. That's exactly what I do in my next Move Profit strategy session. Now you heard the story. Now let's talk about it. And let's do something about it. Check the link below in my bio or go under this video and click the link to get started today. Bye for now.